Welcome to turning a moment into a movement.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple of noodles. You know what that feel like? Do you know what it is? And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, doughboy weak, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, weak. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Ooh. Salute.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Turning a Moment into a Movement. I am your host, J Love, and I also represent the Justice for Gerard movement. Gerard is my son who was wrongly convicted for a crime he didn't do. And 5 years ago on Wrongful Conviction Day, we started this platform. And so we're here today again. Thank you for joining us. Our mission is to bring awareness to all that are impacted for being wrongly convicted, overly sentenced, and mentally ill and medically frail in our community, to inspire, organize, and educate all communities about the needs to disrupt systems, policies, and patterns of the criminal legal system that leads to wrongful convictions. So that's why we're here every Friday. We have a great story to tell tonight. Michael Lawson is here and Diane is here. And so we're going to get started. We're going to bring on the panel and let them introduce themselves. I see Rabatia. Hey, Rabatia.
Hey, I hope you did not hear me talking.
No, I did not.
That's great. Well, praise God.
How are you tonight?
Oh, I am wonderful. I am. Okay, let me just be real. I'm a little tired tonight. I just
Yeah,
got off work not too long ago. So I am, but I'm happy to be here and excited about the momentum that we have with Crystal, excited about the momentum we have within ourselves. And I'm coming to you from the choice zone. And I pray that everybody is choosing themselves today, choosing to be the best of who you are for yourself first, and then to everybody else. And so, Jay, I'm excited about our conversation tonight, and moving forward in everything that we're doing. And so, yeah, good to be
yeah.
here.
I'm glad you're here, Reverend Tia. Just think, we started this back, what, 5 years ago?
Yes.
And look, we're just almost 200 shows in. We're going to talk about that soon. I'm still putting it together, but we're going to have something to celebrate the 200 show. But yeah,
Yeah, we got to celebrate. It's time to
yes,
celebrate.
yes.
Yes, I can see
So
that.
thank you, Reverend Tia.
Thank you, Jay.
Hey, Leslie.
Hello, hello, hello. How
How are you?
Wonderful.
y'all? Okay,
Introduce
so
yourself, Leslie.
I know I had to think about it. Who am I today? Same thing, but I'm here. I feel like when I come here, I feel like I represent in different ways. So I come here as a person in the community that feels can see and has felt the harm that wrongful convictions, have on our community. Um, I have I mean, early, like when I was very young, I remember I had a cousin who spent 19 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. Um, and he was, you know, um, what they called at the time slow. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyways, he spent those times, and then ever since then, he was for a very long time, not now, thankfully, but he was conditioned like he was part of that system. He would go back and everything, but the initial wrong was there, and it's so hard once you're wrongfully convicted to not just be like part of that. So, that also come here as the mom of an incarcerated person in MDOC, my son, and just not knowing how to help him when I first started. And it also come here because I'm continuing to work as my great grand uncle, Albert Williams, so I'm the founder of the Albert Williams Voting Corner. He was very much trying to help people with voting rights, but it was framed in we need voting rights so we can get people in the jury, so we can get people to not get wrong, because somebody could look at you that was white and say that you stole their cow and you'd be dead. Like that's how bad it was. And so he died fighting that fight, and his story was silenced for 75 years by the FBI. And so I took that on. Most everybody was dead that was like really part of everything. And so that's that point. So I'm here in different ways. And then also I'm here because I just love J Love and Trisha and Reverend T. I'm
Mhm.
really excited to learn more about the Voice of Detroit and Michael Lawson. So
Mhm.
Yes, I am too. Let's bring on Trisha. I wanted to say something, but I said, let me bring on Trisha first. Hey, Trisha.
What up, though, everybody? Hey, look at my girls on the night. Leslie, all slicked up and stuff, looking all fabulous.
oh, I can't wait to get my braids. I feel like you right now. I can't wait. This is too much to deal with.
Well, looks nice. But all right. So my name is Trisha Duckworth. Some call me T Duck. I call myself T Duck Wheezy. That's my stage name. No, I'm just playing. But I'm here tonight to continue what we started 5 years ago, man. It was a blessing to see Jay literally turn a moment into a movement, and it's just been going ever since. So, Jay, that's why I want to just thank you for this platform and the continuation of this platform and opening it up to people to share their stories This story for me tonight is very personal. I watched Mr. Lawson suffer, after I became aware of their case in 2019. And, I watched Mr. Bruner get out. I watched Mr. Lawson have to stay in and suffer for so long. And so I'm just so grateful to the great God that those doors was opened up and that he was able to come home. So I'm excited to hear his story tonight and share some of the things that I know as well. But yeah, Lucky is home and we are grateful for that.
Yes. So I just want to put this on the screen. Wrongful Conviction Day is every year October the 2nd. And since 1989, over 3,700 people have been exonerated in the United States. Collectively, they served the amount of 34,700 years in prison for crimes that they did not do. So I want everyone to take a look at this picture, because this picture, when we talking about wrongful convictions, people only see the person that we're talking about, but here's the collective of the people that we're talking about. It's not just one or two people. And so with everything that's going on in our society, in Chicago the other night, the ICE agents just kicked in the doors and had all these people just at 1:00 in the morning sitting out on the streets, and kids zip tied, wrongly detained. Those type of situations leads to wrongly convictions. And so we living in a time of wrongful arrest, wrongful detainment, wrongful. So this is just not some people are so detached because it's not them. But right now, we're living in an era of wrongful. Wrongful. And so we just have to, as a collective, listen to these stories, see how they affect you, because they are you. Micheal Lawson tonight is going to take you on his journey. And we really need to pay attention, because that he was Gerard. And he, this can happen to anybody at any time. We've been saying this for over 5 years. It can happen to anybody. So I'm going to bring on Miss Diane, but I see that she's on the call. So I'm going to bring in Micheal, and then I tap in Diane when she's think she's ready. But I'm going to tap on, okay, here come Diane. Hey, Diane.
Hi, how are you? How's
you?
everybody doing? I'm glad to be on the show with such luminaries and heroes of people that have been wrongfully convicted. And also, I wanted to let you know, Mike DeGraffenreid just clicked on the link on his phone, so he should be in the studio.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yes, but he didn't turn on his camera. So as soon as he turns his camera on, I hope he hears me. Then I could click him in.
Okay.
And now I'm going to bring on Micheal Lawson.
Okay, yeah.
How everybody doing?
Let me. I gotta pause, you guys. Hold on. Hold on, Micheal. I'm gonna mute out Miss Diane right quick.
Hello.
All right, we're good.
Little malfunction, huh?
Yeah. How are you tonight?
I can't complain. Happy to be able to be on here.
So introduce yourself to us.
My name is Micheal Lawson. Most of the city know me as Lucky. I can actually say I'm lucky now. I'm back home with everybody.
Oh, that's right. I know that's right. And so I'm going to get like Trisha and Diane into the story because they have more of a personal connection to the story, to your story, Lucky. And then, we can take it from there.
Okay.
But you can, tell us, a little bit about, your wrongful conviction journey.
Well, it started in 2012. I was out at a club with a friend of mine, and rest in peace, the late Carl Bruner. It was all kind of misunderstandings, pretty much just a cover up. A girl got into it, and they assumed Box was the person that the girl got into it with, but come to find out he wasn't. Due to that, they scuffed him up and kicked him out the club. And because they kicked him out of the club, they were saying that they thought that he was the one that had something to do with killing of, rest in peace, Marcel Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
But again, come to find out all that was just cover-ups and misleading for other stuff. Unfortunately, that we got to this part and he no longer with us, and it took forever for them to let me out behind that, even though they knew what was going on. And I just hope that somebody hear it and understand how stuff can happen, and not to give up on a family members that's in jail just because the police. See, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't understand or know because they haven't been in trouble that the police lie. Ain't no doubt about the police lie. And a lot of people feel like because the police saying it, that it has to be real. I have my father, I don't think that he think I done anything, but rest in peace to him. I lost my father while I was in there, and he ain't talked to me after I got found guilty because he felt like it got to be some kind of truth to it because the police said it. But again, that's just another person that's, he's a minister and he just don't know the system. He don't understand that the police and them is corrupt. And for the people that's out here listening, don't give up on your family members no matter what you think. You know what I'm saying? The police said, listen to your people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that to be factual myself. With the journey with my son. So yeah. Miss Diane, you wrote a story about this. Oh, I can't hear you. Unmute yourself, Miss Diane. Unmute.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Yeah, I worked on a story for several weeks actually because I received all the trial transcripts from a reporter from Michigan Live and for Carl's trial. And that was just stunning because Lillian Diallo, the attorney, just socked it to the prosecutor. And clearly it was a jury trial, and clearly the jury believed what she was saying about Carl Bruner's case. But and Carl Bruner was acquitted. He was actually acquitted. This was the new trial that they had given him. The Supreme Court had given him, and he was acquitted. And so then comes Micheal Lawson, who's charged with aiding and abetting him. And he was acquitted, Carl Bruner. So how could he aid and abet somebody that was acquitted? And the prosecution should have seen that right away if they were in their right mind. Their mind based on justice instead of the injustice that they're carrying out so often. They should have seen that and moved right away to release Micheal. And they didn't. Lillian Diallo had to keep working on it. And at the time I contacted her and she told me she was still working on it and she didn't really want the story out at that point. So I refrained. I still have a draft of the story and other information. I also have all the transcripts from Carl Bruner's trial. And those both showed from everything that she brought forward in those transcripts about Carl Bruner applied to Micheal as well. And that what you're showing now is the complaint. Carl Bruner's mother sued Nancy Foster, who was the officer in charge of the case. Pardon?
The homicide detective, lead homicide detective.
The homicide detective, right. And that case just resolved in last year in May. I don't know what it was. It was settled, but I don't know. It was filed by Wolfgang Mueller. And this is the complaint that he filed. And it basically shows in succinct fashion the exact facts of the case. And he doesn't usually, pull no punches when he writes his complaint. So actually, did I put that? Okay. No, I haven't done the story yet. So I'm getting mixed up with the story I did do. Anyway, but people can go I'm trying to see. Anyway, can you all see it? Or do you have a copy of that, Micheal, of that complaint?
I don't, but I can see it.
Oh, you can see it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that would be good because I can't see it real good on mine.
What part you want me to read?
Let's see.
As a well-trained and experienced homicide detective and following DPD policies and good practice, defendant watched the surveillance videos and noted any relevant evidence. She also reviewed all police reports. Ms. Foster also obtained a cell phone from the nightclub manager, Dennis Smith, when she visited the murder scene on June 20th. Ms. Foster's investigation led her to formulate a scenario to account for the shooting. She learned that a woman. Now, it's hard on these names now.
Yeah, is it just the 2 pages up here? Because
no, I have the whole thing.
Oh, you have the whole thing up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might want to move down further to where she talks to where Mueller talks about. Let's see. That's all the basic facts of the case. Okay. She didn't seek a warrant for plaintiff and Micheal Lawson's arrest until April 1st, 2014, almost 2 years later, after an individual, Wesley Webb, who was facing a dozen felony charges involving receiving and concealing stolen property, motor vehicle fraud regarding certifications, stealing and retaining financial transaction devices without consent, and felon in possession of a firearm.
Now, can I say something before you go any further?
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead, please.
Tell me how a homicide detective caught that case in order for her to have him turn states on me. Explain to me how the homicide detective caught a stolen car ring conversion. And then y'all can start telling me how this case unraveled.
Okay. Well, he went to them evidently saying he had information on the Club Pandemonium shooting. And then that's when he implicated you as well as Carl Bruner.
I understand that, but how do he fall into her lap? Why is she the head detective on his case and she a murder homicide detective?
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff people ain't paying attention to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you can
but keep talking. Fixer, that's why she the fixer, right? Sometimes they have certain cops that they call in to do stuff, right? And to connect those dots. And that's exactly what she was, man. And it was just disgusting watching her on the stand just lie. This was my first case that I court watched, right? And just went in, took notes. But you didn't even need to take notes. I mean, it was just so blatant. Lillian dog walked her. For real. Lillian literally dog walked her on that stand, and she lied so many times. She told the officers that was already there to stand down. So here's the thing: officers was already there, getting ready to do their thing. They
When the
sent
gun come up missing.
exactly. They sent her in, and they literally said on the stand, "We were told to stand down from our normal duties."
Which was to bag and tag the gun.
They never checked for the gun to see if it was fired. They never checked the bullet in that what you call it, the vest. None of that. She signed. First of all, this was the most ultimate. She signed, okay, and Lillian was brilliant and said, "Hey, now I'm giving you a chance, to do what's right here. Do you remember getting those?" No, nope, I did not. Pulled out her case notes, and on her case notes, she signed for 2 videos. Neither video made it to that first trial, but in that second trial, one of the videos came up. The other video, nowhere to be found. So it's like, again, in my opinion, she is the fixer. She's somebody that they'll send in to either get rid of evidence or to do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know any of her other cases, but I mean, you can see blatantly in this, and we'll have to post this too. Y'all can see blatantly how she flat out just lied. All the witnesses really in the whole case lied, which to me, I don't understand why Mr. Lawson was still sitting there for 5 more years. Other than the fact that it pointed back to prosecutorial misconduct and police misconduct. The misconduct went up and down the whole judicial system, man. So, but thank God he out. But it was
the other thing is that there was the guy that was killed was a member of the Detroit 300. And at the time, it was like a real popular community group. People thought they were really out there to help people in the city. And then it turned out that they were really an arm of the police department. They were able to go in and interrogate people, stop people, and take them to the police station and interrogate them themselves without any kind of warrants, without anything. And so they really got a reputation and they were armed. They had guns.
Can I ask a clarifying? You said top 300?
The Detroit 300.
Detroit. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
The Detroit 300. Yeah, they're still out there too, but they are known. They've been exposed a number of times where they falsely interrogated people, threatened them. They're like a military branch, unauthorized military branch of the Detroit Police Department, really. Although they portray themselves as a, crime-fighting community organization. But they had a lot of sway in the city at that time with the city administration and Wayne County. And they were, they wanted to get the guy that killed him, but likely they knew that it wasn't Carl and Micheal, but they just wanted revenge. I think that, Micheal, didn't you get some threats from them while you were locked up from people?
Did I ever?
Yeah.
They also, the Detroit 300 is another branch of the Nation of Islam.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they're one of the biggest organizations in prison.
Yeah, so the Nation of Islam.
It was a rough time the whole stay, so to say.
Yeah, and the publicity that was given to this case. I mean, this was a shooting in a nightclub in Detroit. It got worldwide publicity, and Craig Strong, who was the judge,
for 2 years.
Yes. It got worldwide publicity everywhere. The article that I pulled down was from The Guardian, which is based in Britain. And although they have, their branch in the United States, but that's a good newspaper that covers stuff from Britain, basically. And so all that publicity, was basically the cause of the original conviction. People had seen all that.
So they had to find somebody to put it on because it was getting so much.
Mm-hmm. And the other question was that the other guards, I believe, wasn't there a thing where the other security guards had met him back, and they were actually the ones actually that likely shot the victim. They were in back of the place and having a meeting, and they were mad because he hadn't paid them. So that came out too. I believe it's addressed in Wolfgang Mueller's brief there. But there was another whole, and they wanted to cover that up. They didn't want them to take the fall, I guess, because they were also members of Detroit 300.
But
Man, it's so much to be said about this case that it's just so unbelievable how. So let's start here. Explain to me why the prosecutors and all them need immunity. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, what you need immunity for? And then if it come to find out that you have done something wrong, why can't you be held liable or get the same time we get?
Exactly. They need to go to prison the same way they send people to prison for life.
If you take the immunity away, it won't be so many wrongful convictions because they would be telling people, man, get this off my desk. You know this some bullshit. I'm sorry, my bad. But they wouldn't take a lot of the cases that they take. Michigan, a lot, I'm gonna just assume the women on the podcast haven't been locked up or tickets or any of that. But I've been in the county jail, 1 or 2 times, and it's sad that you see a lot of the younger people. Let's start with this. A cop is supposed to be something that you say, I did the crime. I understand I did the crime. I didn't really mean it. And you get something that you can, that you can afford to do, that you can handle, that something that don't just, lose you in the system. Well, cops start out at 40 now. How is that a cop? How is that something lighter? Why is people taking cops to 40 years? Because they stonewall you into the corner and tell you that they're going to give you life. When the kids don't understand 40 years is life.
Yeah. Sure.
So, I mean,
they go in there as at a certain age. By the time they get through 40 years in prison, they're wrecked.
Yeah. What can they do?
Yeah. I think,
yeah, go ahead.
Leslie. Go ahead, Leslie.
Oh, so I just had a couple things. One, you answered, you said we probably haven't been locked up. I will say I was fingerprinted once. I flipped out and ended up fainting, and the police had to hold me up. I was like so scared. I can't even imagine. But I had a question about this Detroit 300 because when you said that, of course, I looked it up, and the first thing that popped up is the leader, this pastor, Eric Ford, died last month, like September 15th. And it's all these people mourning. And then he's labeled Community Violence Intervention Group, Detroit 300. This leader has died. And it said anytime you saw community-led boots on the ground, Ford was in that crew reaching out to young people. And so when I see the news post stuff like that, when you've already said they've been outed before, it makes me feel like, so one or two things. Is there two branches, or there's two, some people are in it for the right thing, or is the news in cahoots too? You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess this question is for Miss Diane, but anyone. Because they got this man like he was, this is the city's strongest voices against gun violence. That's what they described the Detroit 300 over here.
So let me go ahead, Diane. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay, Michael. You go ahead.
So listen, for a little bit of the history, which, everybody keeps saying, man, you should be quiet. You should stop talking. You're going to be a target. I've been a target when they put me in jail. But the thing about the Detroit 300 is they did all this. Do you remember when they had the East Side rapists? And they was going around, the Detroit 300 was going around knocking on people's doors, and then come to find out it was one of their own members that was the rapist?
Mm-hmm.
That's one incident.
But they had hooked up a guy that wasn't the rapist. They had arrested him and taken him.
Found out it was one of their own. Then you got
Okay.
times that they was locking people up, literally taking people into the precincts, locking
That's
them up, and then all of a sudden, drugs start coming up missing, and they stopped them from going in. Just while I was locked up not too long ago, the mayor just snatched their funding. So it ain't like they just this old. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Diane.
Well, the same way that Leslie was talking about the way that they portrayed the founder or the guy that was head of it that just died as this great hero. That's how they portrayed the guy that was killed. What was his name again, Michael? The guy that was killed.
Leslie knew his name. I didn't know. Oh, Marcel Jackson.
Yeah. And that's the same exact way. Craig Strong said from the bench, what an outstanding citizen he was and what a shame. The judge was completely biased. You could tell from the transcripts. And, and that's exactly how they portrayed him. And he was they were really crooks. I mean.
Oh, one of your fan club just reached out, Michael. Look, what up, though? Gracious boss.
I think a lot of people just trying to let me know that they did show up.
I know that's nice.
It's been a real long haul, and it's been a lot of people trying to be in my background to keep me positive. It's hard when you do 13 years. You lose a child, you lose a father, you lose time. I made it home for my baby child prom, thank God. But like, what kind of how do I tell him when he needs to stop doing something or he doing something wrong? And I've been gone since he was 7.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody can really understand that. I don't think that people this is why the immunity shouldn't be in. I lost a lot. Then I come home and you tell me you should just be happy that you home. We ain't got nothing for you. We ain't got no funding. We ain't got no job. We're gonna give you some insurance, but that's all we got for you. And I'm not taking nothing from Valerie Newman or anybody that Claudia Whitman, anybody that was influential in this me being able to talk on this podcast. But let's call a spade a spade. Like, I don't think it's right for you to say we gave you a slap on the wrist, but we let you come back home. You should be happy you home.
Your auntie's listening. I love that. Montgomery, Alabama.
It's been a long struggle to come home. When I left, I had companies. I was hiring people and all kind of stuff. Now I'm home. I can't get hired. I went to go try to get a house because I didn't want to keep staying on my sister's couch or my mama's couch. I'm 50 years old. That's ludicrous. But the man told me you got all the right stuff, but I looked up and seen that you went to jail for murder, and you ain't been home but a couple months. It don't say that you was in jail for murder and you got exonerated because they made a mistake and accused you of something wrong. It just say you was in jail for murder. Okay, so they handed me the fingerprint card and all that back. Great, that's great, but you ain't took it off that website. It don't make sense. I was told it can't even come off the website because it's public information. Well, I think y'all should add something to the information.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is saying that exoneration is not a word. Then what do we call me then? Because for 13 years, y'all ain't called me nothing. What do we call me now?
Right.
Yes.
And you know what?
And the toll that it takes just that time in prison is clear from Carl Bruner's death within a few years of when he was because he was actually acquitted.
Stress.
But he was suffering from post-incarceration syndrome. He had been diagnosed.
That's like that.
And
Stress.
I think you were suffering.
Man, suffering now.
And Michael, I think you were suffering from something in there too.
Gonna always be suffering.
Right. So, I mean, it takes its toll on you physically, mentally, in every way, spiritually. How do you make up for that?
That's what my other question, but I didn't want to. Okay, for as far as there's a lot of conversations around restorative justice, and I don't know if this is the right time to mention it. Like for you, Michael, what does that even look like?
Could you say that again? Someone's going through
So
my head.
there's a lot of this. I'm sorry. There's a lot of discussion right now about restorative justice. I know. I hear that a lot, like in regards to my son, my uncle, blah blah blah. Like even as a family spokesperson for my great, they ask, "Do you what would justice look like for you?" And I'm like, "Are you serious? The man been gone for 70 some years. There's no justice. That time is gone. Our past." So but I know that I have a little bit of inkling now, like what a little bit of justice will look like. Are you there yet? Do you know what
I
justice would look
can't
like?
never be there. I lost a son that had not a son that was in the street, not a gangbanger. I lost a
Just
son that
to me,
played
justice is
sports and had a
send the
scholarship.
perpetrators to prison, the
I'm sorry, I
police
missed
and the
the last,
prosecutors.
yeah, I missed the last thing you said, Michael. What you said? You lost a son. What?
I lost a son, not a
Oh, I'm
gang,
sorry.
not a kid that was in the streets. I lost a son that had a scholarship for basketball that everybody in the neighborhood and the school loved over some glasses that they didn't even get. And that guy got less time than me and he was on 4 cameras. And then y'all put me in the same prison as him before I come home. Was it a setup?
Mm.
Something else I had to overcome. So like the system is it ain't designed for the peaches and cream or pun. What is so prison is supposed to be a punishment? Is that what they're saying? What does that even really mean? What rehabilitation do we get? Because you gave us a class that we can learn how to drive a truck. Well, you were never letting us out in the first place. So what are we gonna do with driving a truck? What like it's way too much stuff that I think the outside people don't quite understand. And I can understand people going on and living their life and they got their own problems, but it's a whole different world inside of there.
This is my issue though. When they say you're exonerated or when you come home, they don't. So when every other people serve their sentence and they come home, they have some kind of something for them.
They can go get a
Reinforcement.
job. They can go to their probation officer to help them get a
Right,
job. They can do all kind of stuff. But the people that
right,
you had in there for nothing, I can't do nothing. Here go up.
right.
Here go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. And I don't want to take nothing from the Exonerees. I don't want y'all to think that I ain't appreciate. But I'm gonna give y'all something to think about. And I don't want y'all again as Exonerees, Eric and I won't. They say don't name no names. They give you $1,000 when you come home. They give you groceries. They give you, a couple shoes, a couple pair of pants, a couple outfits. I ain't have a place to put the outfits. I ain't have a place to put the food. I used the money to stay in the room till I could get my head together because I wasn't ready for people to be walking next to me outside in the public. Because you can't walk next to you. If somebody walk close to you in the prison, it's fight time. It's go. So I don't, and then people out here is oblivious to certain stuff that I had to live by and adapt to for 13 years.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. It's a lot of times that I sit on the bed, they be saying, why you don't go outside? You outside, you home. Am I? Like it's bills and stuff out here. It wasn't bills in there, but I think I might have helped more in there than I could out here. And that's sad because they don't have nothing implemented for you when you come home. And again, thanks to the Exonerees, I'm not taking nothing from you. I appreciate it all. Keep up the good work, all that good stuff. But it's crazy how you look up and everybody asking for donations to help you, and you don't know nothing about it, or you ain't. I'm gonna stop. I just think that it's a lot of stuff going on that could be structured a little different.
I agree.
Um. So, Jay, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Okay,
No,
I,
go ahead.
I had a question for you, Michael. Like before, now I'm curious. Before all this popped off at the club, what was your life like? Like,
I had
what?
a transportation company. I drove tow trucks. Uh, I was super involved in my son's life, in the kids' life. It just was all around. It was a world. It was a world. Like it was no want for nothing. They had everything before it came out. Just average life. But to compare that to now, when like I'm supposed to just be happy to go sit at 4 o'clock in the morning in the grass in front of the building is just totally different. When I got to drive my sister in them cars and all that stuff is totally crazy. And I got to sleep on somebody else's couch. Not saying that they don't want me, but that do become a burden at some point. So not to be able to contribute when you know when you more of a provider and not to have to depend on other people, it's a weird feeling.
Right. See, they don't understand what they do to. They look at you, but it's the whole family. You know, the trauma is yours, is your family, is your children. Like all of these people are affected by your mistake, by your misconduct. You know, and so, and then they see you home like, hey, you can leave now. Like, you know, after 13 years with nothing.
So
Like they're doing you a favor.
I want to clean something up because some of my family had a issue with some stuff that I was saying. So again, I want to say that I appreciate everybody. Of course, my family was in my background and this, that, and the other. But it come to a point to like now, like my credit was never bad, and my sisters to help me build a little more credit since I've been home, which allowed me to be able to get a place, which also allowed me to be able to get a car. So now that don't mean that I got the money to pay for it. That means we gonna figure it out some kind of way between the family. I didn't really want to have to say this all out loud, but since this seemed to be a necessity to where people like, hey man, it don't look like you need no help and you got a house and you got a car. No, what people don't know is I had a surgery in prison. I had a surgery in prison that kind of messed me up. They took out the wrong part. Let's say they took out something wrong. And since I've been home, I've been more going back and forth to the doctors and can't have a job because it's a lot of stuff that I can't do. I'm losing bone density and all kind of stuff. So my family helped me acquire certain stuff to try to feel like I'm living life again, to help me try to gravitate to being somewhat normal, trying to get some kind of normalcy. And I think it's probably hard for them to understand what I'm going through or what I've been through because it's not something that they been through. But it ain't, I can smile, but the smile don't really mean nothing no more.
Micheal, can I ask you something? How exactly were you released? I mean, was a court hearing and what was the ruling, etc.?
I mean, they took me in front of the judge, and I was too scared straight for them to be having a chance at my life again, not knowing which route my life would be. So I ain't quite get a chance to, fully listen. But yeah, they had a court hearing. Lillian Diallo said some words. Marvin Wilder said some words. Thanks to them, shout out to them. And I don't know.
So what was the nature of the, what did the court rule? What was the ruling?
Did I don't want to word it wrong. Something to the nature of this was long overdue. I should have been out. Something of that nature. But then it's crazy when you word it that way and tell people that I'm exonerated and give me papers that they don't say I'm exonerated. They say my sentence was vacated. Now, how did that not qualify me for the money? How can you take me out of society and say you did it by mistake or you did it or I've been wrongfully is the words they use and tell me in the same sentence we ain't giving you nothing for that. You don't qualify. What do that even mean? What do I supposed to say to that? What do that even mean?
Did they dismiss the conviction?
They never gonna dismiss nobody's conviction because if they dismiss their conviction, they can get the money. They're not doing that. They're gonna say we're gonna dismiss it with prejudice to where they can bring it back up.
Was that a deal?
Just to say they can bring it back up.
Was that a deal between the prosecutor and the defense?
No, that's just the way the law is now. That's just the way the law is. If you
No,
don't
you
go
can
for
get.
that, you don't get out. Now, what I told my lawyer was, let's take this back to trial on our own. Let's make them take us to trial and clear this up where I can leave the same way Carl left. But of course, everybody just be happy to be home. Is what everybody feel.
You know, what needs to happen with exonerees is that they can get their cases dismissed with prejudice, meaning it's wiped off your record.
Right.
They ain't
Yeah,
doing
why,
it. They're
I
not
just was
going.
mentioning that. Why do you have to do all that to get it expunged? Why isn't it just
So
automatic?
let me tell you something else about the expungement,
No, that's
and I'm gonna say this for
Oh, yeah.
everybody. Everybody telling me to pay attention and to watch, and the family mad and this, and I hope Marcel family isn't mad, because if you listen to any of the facts, I ain't have anything to do with anything, and I told y'all that from day one. But to get back to what we saying, I feel like before. So I've been in jail 13 years, and y'all remember when they started the expungement for your other records? They automatically supposed to fall off this, that, and other. So many a year. So before this, I hadn't been in trouble for over 20 years. A lot of the stuff I got, not saying I'm an angel, a lot of the stuff I got is teenage years. And all non-violent, nothing violent, which is the same thing I was saying in the court. It's a leap for me to go from receiving and concealing clothes to a murder or assisting a murder. I think that's a big leap to change at 39 to that. So they telling me now that I can't get my record expunged. But the same people that's telling me I can't get my record expunged because I have more than 3 felonies is telling me, hey, be careful. It's a target. The family think you still did it. They might do something to you. You should be careful. But y'all not gonna allow me to be able to be a regular citizen and get the world seeing that.
Who told you that?
Everybody was saying that.
That you needed to get, you couldn't get it because of your previous. It's got nothing to do with your previous cases. This case should be dumped. It should be dismissed with prejudice.
Okay, let me read this, right? In Michigan. Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
In Michigan, compensation for wrongful imprisonment is available through the Wrongful Imprisonment Compensation Act, which provides $50,000 per year of incarceration, reimbursement for legal fees, and some correctional expenses incurred during imprisonment. To be eligible, an individual's conviction must have been reversed or vacated, and they must not have been involved in the crime according to new evidence, and the claim must be filed within 3 years of the conviction's reversal. So them saying that, oh, you're not eligible, I don't give a damn what they say. The way that the law, and let me point this out. The MCL, people can go look it up for themselves. MCL Act 343 of 2016. What's the new evidence? The new evidence is the videos that never made it in that first trial. And what constitutes new evidence is if it would have changed the trajectory of the trial. Do you not think if they would have had those videos that it would have changed the trajectory of that trial? Because it would have. The witnesses said that he was across the street peeing. They said he was across the street smoking a cigarette. They said he was across the street kneeling in a shooter position. Oh, but my goodness, they cut the tape on, and lo and behold, he ain't over there at all. That's new evidence. So the fact that they are saying that he is not entitled to that money, that is a lie. And I don't know why this is happening, but I just pray to God that you can continue to press forward and fight. I tell people all the time, there can't nobody tell me no if I know it's supposed to be a yes. If I know it's supposed to be a yes, I'm gonna keep fighting until I get it flat out.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's outrageous that they're doing that. So they told you couldn't apply for WICA?
But they didn't say I couldn't apply. They just saying that, you know, really ain't a point into applying.
They don't want you to apply.
They don't. That's what I was about to say.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they don't want you to not get $50,000. Why not?
Yeah.
Don't nobody care what they said, and so we need to be trying to figure out how to apply on Monday, okay? Because at the end of the day, you got new evidence. You was not there. You had nothing to do with it, so you qualify for the money. That's just it. Now I know the way they do things is that part.
That's
how it go. That's how it sounds like it should go in the real world, but some part of the law, they got it twisted in fine print that if you can't prove you was actual innocent, you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, that's not, but you can prove you was actually innocent because all of the witnesses was impeached on the stand, and there was a video to prove your innocence, which to me, I never understood why Valerie Newman allowed this to go on for so long. After that trial, I called her myself and I said, hey, what's up? You know, the jury said not guilty. Oh, well, you know, he just doesn't get out just because, you know, he can't skip the line. I said he already been in line because him and I put something in with the integrity unit. So he had already been in line. So what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? So when I say grave injustice, this is one of the most grave injustice cases for wrongful conviction that I have ever seen. This man was 100% innocent, has new evidence to prove that, has officer misconduct to prove it, has prosecutorial misconduct to prove it. Come on now, play with somebody else.
You said judicial misconduct as well, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me, allegedly. But it sounds like judicial misconduct as well. So this is more straightforward.
So let me let me say this, right? You have they only got one witness in this case to say anything, and then they don't bring that witness to the trial, right? They read his transcripts in. And I feel like there's something else that they asked me not to do. But I feel like the only way for anybody to know my narrative is for me to say it, put it out there. Because all y'all know is the transcripts, and reading the transcripts don't tell it if you don't know what you're looking for. So I said it once, so it shouldn't hurt me to say it one more time. I'm trying to talk slow because I be getting winded. I'm out of breath from the surgery, had to get cut and all that stuff. So with me saying that, we had the judge, Strong. Everybody keep talking about, don't say his name. Strong. Stopped the trial to ask where this witness was. He told the prosecutor to get everybody that did something to find this person and bring them and put them on the stand the next day. When we got back the next day, the prosecutor said he couldn't find anyone that did anything to find this witness. Now, do that make sense to y'all? No, you said the homicide detective did something. Why couldn't you put the homicide detective up there? Because he didn't want anybody to get up there and lie and get questioned and caught up in the lie. But he said, I can tell you what I did. I'm the officer of the court. Craig Strong said, you're right, you're the officer of the court, you can tell me. The very first thing, and it's the only thing I'm going to say, y'all, to everybody's telling me to shut up in the text messages. He said that he contacted the probation department and to verify the so-called witness phone number and address. Now, what started the whole appeal for us is I wrote the probation department. The probation department said that never happened, that they checked the Omni case notes. Anybody that don't know what Omni case notes is, that means every time the phone rings, it gets recorded when it goes to whoever the probation officer to talk to. So they say that never happened. Now, This man was facing, they told me don't say this too. So I'm going to just say this man was facing a double-digit amount of years for his crime. They got him to sit on the stand, for him sitting on the stand at my preliminary, not Mr. Bruner's. At my preliminary, they gave him 3 years probation. Inside of the whatever they call it when the deals, the paperwork that they make the deals on, said that he had to also come back and testify at the trial as to what he was saying, or all that stuff get took back. Well, none of that happened. And he got 3 years probation. And he never missed a probation date. He reported to every date that he had. They called people in for worse. Now, what if this was a state that had the death penalty? I'd be dead by the time y'all sitting here having this conversation saying that man should have got out. We just realized that he was innocent. I could be dead by now. So, not to get past the narrative and to go back to where we at. I don't think that was fair or legal for him to be able to say that he did something and didn't do it, but he got immunity. So you saying you can set me up and it'd be all right? I don't understand that.
Go ahead, Trisha.
And y'all, I'm sorry, I'm so passionate about this case for real because it's so disgusting. This man, I'm telling you, when I tell you, I mean, me and her have had our challenges these last 5-6 years, okay? But when I tell you that she dog walked these people, because Lillian came forward, this man had 27 felonies. Do you hear me? It was either 22 or 27. So the prosecutor, Donna Pendergrass, okay, says
42 felonies. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's not true. That's not true. Lillian said, "Oh, hold on, I got this right here." Introduced it into evidence. They was trying to cover it up that they got rid of all those felonies for him and gave him probation. It was a plan the whole time. It was a plan the whole time to erase his charges so he could say what they wanted him to say that he knew was a lie. Because when he rode in that court, he said, "I never seen Mr. I don't even know Carl Bruner," and just backtracking everything, man. It was horrible.
Leslie,
y'all do remember me saying I owned my company. I ain't gonna say all these people work for me, but I'll let it go.
Leslie, you just said 42 is more than Al Capone. That's crazy. So how is he a person that could stand up on a stand and be the witness?
Exactly.
So let me say one more thing as to the cover up. Let me say one, and I'm gonna just keep saying cover up because it's nothing. There's no other way to put it. This man told them, "Hey, I don't know what this. They kept asking him questions, and he had to keep referring back to the paperwork. And he told them, "Hey, man, I ain't said this stuff. I ain't said this stuff." They said, "Well, you signed this statement, didn't you?" He said, "Man, I couldn't read her right. And she wrote the question and the answers. That's not legal. She wrote the questions and answers and told him to sign it. That ain't legal. It's in the same handwriting. How'd she get away with that? Why is this immunity hold up for that?"
Exactly.
So I'm gonna say she also. So somebody asked me how did they even come up with our names? Because I never got thrown out of a club, and come to find out, Box got thrown out of the club for nothing because he wasn't the one that touched this girl that they allegedly grabbed him to throw him out of the club for. They grabbed the wrong guy. She pointed in the area and they grabbed the wrong person. So let's start there. So with that being said, with that being said, these people, his phone was in the club. It got turned over to the homicide detective from the DJ. So it never left the club. They saying that they have Nancy Foster put phone records together and said that they had pings of us driving from down there to my neighborhood. Now she didn't find out where I stay. To my neighborhood and back. She don't know where he stay. She said to my neighborhood and back. Thank God the owner of the club said, hey, that man walked in with me to look for these keys. When we came back down, I asked this man, was these his keys? He said, yeah. 2 to 5 minutes later, I heard gunshots. Now, to get to where I stayed at the time took way longer than what they were saying. So that debunked that. So when after that, they was trying to say, I pulled up. He called me, and I pulled up to the club and picked him up. That got debunked. But what I'm saying is, how did y'all come up with these phone records and pings when we never had the phone?
Wow.
Made it up.
Now I ain't gonna talk no more tonight. I'm gonna just sit here and listen to y'all because everybody telling me.
No. I'm watching.
Diane, we're gonna let Diane talk. Diane, you hearing all of this, and you are the voice of Detroit,
Well,
right?
my reception's been going in and out, so I'm not complete. Right.
So I just want to ask you, like, on the corruption level.
My reception keeps going in and out.
Oh, okay. Touche, I'll get touche. Touche. So you was in the court. I just want to say, you hearing all this corruption and all this stuff, because I remember you having this discussion with me about this case, right? Have you ever heard this amount of putting some stuff together? Ever? Well, the Beasy brothers, but outside of that,
We've heard about corruption, right?
mm-hmm.
But this was my first time actually seeing it firsthand, with every witness being impeached on the stand. And I'm saying to myself, how in the world? First of all, who was the first lawyers that even allowed this to happen with zero evidence against these men? And and to watch the judge, I think that was the most disgusting part for me, because I had to, first of all, let me back up. I almost got kicked out of the courtroom because everybody was like, who is that? Who is he? And all this and that. And it was crazy, right? But the judge literally sat there hearing lie after lie. And as they're lying, she's like, oh my, she's reacting like, oh my God. And I'm wondering why she's not saying perjury. It was clear perjury. Everything they said, Lillian proved and debunked the lies that was told. How did not everybody on that stand get charged with perjury? The only people that did not lie on that stand were the officers that they brought in that said that they were told to stand down from their normal duties. Everybody else on that stand lied, including the original witnesses that were friends of Mr. Jackson.
Wow.
When I tell you, they said, oh, they circled the building 4 to 5 times. If they circled that building 4 to 5 times, all 5 of us was in the car with them. And you know we wasn't in the car with them. So it was just blatant corruption that I don't understand why they are lying to him, telling him he ain't got no case. You got so many angles of corruption in this case and new evidence. You better apply for that money and to hell what they saying.
Exactly.
Hey, these the lawyers saying that. Mueller walked me out the office and shook my hand and said, be safe out there.
Right. Well, let me be quiet.
That's crazy to me. Okay, Miss Diane. Miss Diane, can you talk now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. This is
can hear
another
you.
story. No, is this? Oh, this is Micheal
So hopefully
Lawson's
this
story.
will stay. Yeah. Yes, I also, well, we were talking. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the story that right. That's the draft, the beginning of the draft on Michael's story.
Can you see that, Micheal?
Today,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's not.
I can.
This is the draft that Miss Diane wrote of your story.
Me to hold off. I wish in some ways I hadn't, because it took too much. It took way longer after I was supposed to publish it for him to get out, and now
I just don't want to take nothing from my co-did, and I want everybody to
to me
remember long live Bruce Fox.
actually happening, because he should have had his case dismissed.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like they would have dismissed it when Kyle Bruner was exonerated.
If they were going to do what was right, they should have done it then, right? They should have done it then, because it was clear-cut evidence.
It was absolutely the case. He was accused, but they don't do what they're supposed to do. The story that I'm working on right now is about Micheal de Graffenried. I sent you a link to that story, Jay. I don't know.
I'm putting it up. Just 1 second.
Got it. But anyway, Micheal de Graffenried is another case in point of the conduct on the part of the prosecutor's office in Wayne County. Micheal de Graffenried spent 26 years in prison for a murder that he did not commit and shootings that he did not commit from the very beginning. And the victim, there was one man that was killed and two that were wounded. The second man that was wounded, who was 16 at the time, told the officers at the time, because he knew who Mike de Graffenried was, it was not Mike de Graffenried, and they concealed that for years. And yeah, there it is. Okay, good, thank you. They concealed it for years for relief from the motion for a new trial, basically. But the prosecution knew from the very get-go that he was not the person. Motion for relief from his own motion in 2020 to get the ball rolling. And he now is, based on the testimony of the guy that was wounded, who has said definitively that Micheal was not the shooter. He saw who shot him. He didn't know who that person was, but it was not Micheal. That was not known to the police and the prosecution at the Travis. We can see now, because the prosecution, Deborah Blair is his assistant prosecutor. Of course, she answers to Kim Worthy. Just filed a 64-page brief to appeal the new trial.
So, Miss Diane, your stream
should not get the new trial, and that there Thursday at 9:00 in the morning in front of Judge Tracy
Miss
Green.
Diane
She
is
said,
going in and
no,
out.
we're trying to get out the information.
Yeah, he has
Right.
a
Yeah, you can see it there. Yeah. And so,
he
but
has
it's absolutely outrageous.
He has a pre-hearing on October the 9th, and so he's going to be here with us. We was trying to get him in here tonight, but he's going to be in here with us next Friday to talk about his case.
Yeah. Right.
And there's corruption in that case as well. And that he was in there 26 years, Miss Diane. So I want to Trisha to come back just for a second, because I want to bring this picture back up. Kyle Bruner and Trisha, his mom, she was so vested in proving his innocence. I want you just to talk a little bit about that.
I'm telling you, y'all mothers, the strength, the wherewithal to continue to fight in the face of injustice, man, it was so inspiring, man. You know, Vernell, she fought hard. And she just knew her son was coming home. That's the thing, right? Like she just knew her son was coming home, and she was gonna keep fighting till he did, you know. And you know, my hat goes off to her. Vernell is also a board member of Survivor Speak. I met her in 2019 at our first summit. She came and spoke. Her and Miss Lucy were there, and we all have been family ever since. You know what I mean? And so, you know, but just to see the strength of the mothers, you know, including you, Jay, you know, watching you just battle. You know, it is something to be, and to watch the people, because I want to say that about Mike. Mike is a fighter. When I tell you, Mike fought his ass off these last 5 years. I mean, getting me in trouble and stuff and everything. But he would not stop. He was relentless. And that's what I want to offer to any family or anybody that's suffering a wrongful conviction. Do not stop the fight.
You can't stop. It don't even make sense. You ain't got nothing else to do. It don't make sense to stop.
No, just keep moving forward. That's why we switched up the summit this year. You know, we know the stories, we know the injustice, but how do we activate? And so that's what we're going to be talking about, how we can take these cases into our own hands and demand justice.
Yeah. Especially when you know the truth. Especially when you know the truth of yourself and the truth of the story. You cannot allow them to silence you. You have to fight. So I'm just glad, lucky that you're home, and I know you're still in a battle because of the prison neglect, and we've been talking about that even with the Crystal story. You know, the neglect and the things that you endured in there was, you know, not easy either. You know, you had to fight and advocate for yourself even through that.
I just think it's sad that anybody got to go through this. I ain't gonna just say because it's me. I just know the trials and tribulations and the repercussions of stuff that go on in there, and I don't think that it's for you to be wrongfully convicted and to almost have to fight every day in prison. Then you come home and everybody want to just shake your hand and tell you should just be happy to be home and let everything else go and breathe and all that. It just ain't. It ain't that simple. I tried to get a therapist. I've been needing a therapist. I was talking to somebody. I just felt like that part wasn't working. So I tried to get another one, and come to find out that I just got the state insurance, and that don't qualify for a real therapist. So it's kind of hard when you still talking to yourself in the shower. Every now and then you look up, you got your sandals on in the shower, and people trying to figure out why, or you don't want to come out the room, and they think something wrong with you. And I just be wanting some peace, some quiet. Just think, take this in. I don't think just regular stuff like somebody took me to a restaurant today, and I kind of lashed out at the lady, not knowing or understanding. I had to apologize because I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted, and I don't think people understand. For 13 years, I ordered something on Friday to get it the following Friday. So certain small decisions like that ain't kicked back in yet. No matter how cool you think I am, no matter how adept and smart and powerful and all that stuff, this small stuff just don't resonate so fast yet. So I don't know if she thought I couldn't read the menu, or she thought that she just needed to help me pick something, or what it was, but I snapped like, could you just get away from me? And I had to go back and apologize. But that's the kind of stuff that I don't think people understand that we go through.
Yeah.
It's a little rough. It's a little rough out here.
It's
For somebody that's been
sound like
gone
that.
and they come home and the whole world different.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna connect you with Reverend Tia. She had to leave off, but we're gonna connect you with you because that's what she does. And maybe she can be a good sounding board for you. Go ahead, Leslie.
Oh no, I was just saying I have an uncle. He's not here anymore, but he did 6 tours in Vietnam, and listening to you reminds me of the stories. He would say he would just be like, nobody can connect with the experiences he had, and how so he chose um, alcohol that was his friend. But there was not a Reverend Tia or anybody even remotely like her back when he was going through it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that you can connect. Yeah, because I mean, even people that like really good people, really good therapists, they just don't have a frame of reference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think Reverend Tia would be good because we've been doing this work for about 5 years. So she has a base that she can pull from. She understands. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get her number.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because you do. I remember when my son came home, and he was only there 2 years, but it was like I still had to deprogram, like help him deprogram himself because he was in that cycle, and people don't understand. They think you come home and you just jump back in the flow, but you've been institutionalized, and so it's hard to let that go. It's a process to it, and he, although he was into what we were doing on this platform, he just didn't want to talk about it because it was just so much for him.
Because it almost feel like it fall on deaf ear. Like can't nobody really relate or understand. Because you would think, how hard is it to go and order food? How hard is it to walk in the store and decide that you want some chips in the pot? But it take you 20 minutes to figure out what chips you want because you're trying to figure out your taste buds for right now and not trying to deprogram it out your head that you need this to make your meal next week.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Diane?
Yeah, I I wonder. Yeah, my son, God willing, be home soon, and I've been thinking about, like, I don't feel that I have the tools to help him re-enter. You know what I'm saying? Um,
It's a it's a process. It is a process, and you got to have patience and compassion. I talk to my son every single day, maybe 2 or 3 times, and it still was a process. I felt as if I was for the first, they go through that little period when you don't hear from them. So for about those first 30, 40 days, I literally had my phone in my hand every day because I didn't want to miss when he finally called. So I'm walking around with a phone constantly. So even I had to unplug, deprogram myself from, of the cause and how we was communicating with each other. And then you just have to have compassion because they've been through it's traumatic. It's even super more traumatic when you're innocent and you somewhere that you shouldn't even be in the first place.
That part. Now, how do
So
you? I want to apologize to my family because I don't think they be understanding. They think that I'm so angry, and so I am angry. I got a whole lot to be mad about, and it don't really have nothing to do with them. It don't have nothing to do. It don't even have nothing to do with life for real. It's when somebody wrong you and there's nothing you can do back to them, or they steady spitting in your face saying you don't deserve nothing. Just be happy that you home. I don't know how to get unmad from that when I had to wake up every day fighting. Don't nobody know that part. Ain't nobody hip to
right,
that.
I was mad. I was mad every day. I'm still mad today. I can't even say like I'm happy because my son was only here a year, and then the next year he passed away. So I've been super angry because you took that time from me for our whole family for something he didn't do, and then he passes away a year after he comes home, like literally almost a year and a couple of months later, he passes away. And so it's hard to not be mad. And I, after a while, I figured it's okay. I have the right to be mad because it was injustice. It was lies. People just set up and just lied and did all kinds of manipulations to, put this kid somewhere that he didn't even belong. So I understand what you're saying, and I also get with the family. They're probably angry as well, but it's okay to be angry. Just still, you have to have compassion for you because you lived that experience, and I know it was horrific.
hmm
Man. You want me
And
to tell you another person I feel bad for? Box son. Now,
Mm,
I've been trying to sing. I might not, I've been going through some stuff myself and ain't press play hard enough. But when he was conceived, Box was in jail when he was even born. So to
mm,
think that he come home and only get to spend a year, not even a year or so with him, and pass, is sad. You took a lot from that little boy. Now what do
mm.
he grow up and become if the right hands don't put their arms around him? And then we want to judge and say, look what our black boys is doing. When y'all done took us from our kids.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I wanted to note, like, you know, Trisha says she want to give you a shout out. I say that too because what I just this is my first time. So anybody watching, whatever, I haven't kicked it with this man. I've never met him before tonight, but your heart shows that you still have compassion. It's not just like just what you went through. You still think about other people's children and this and that. And that
Yeah.
also can weigh you down because it is like I feel like your heart gets bigger when you allow yourself to step out of the anger and what happened to you to see that, like, the bigger picture. But that's another weight too, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just commend you for keeping your heart intact because it could get cold, you know.
Oh, it got
Yeah.
cold. I just can contain it sometimes. You know, it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation. Let's not be debunked at all. I just try to, that's why I'm apologizing to my family because they only get to see that part, and I'm understanding now that that ain't probably right. I know a lot of times they don't understand, like he tripping, but at least I keep it in house.
It's mostly like your loved ones do get the that part because it's the people that's closest to you. You know, they get that hard part because um you feel like they know me, they know what I've been through, and so and then you have to hide it from everybody else. So
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
It'd be hard trying to explain that to your life partner when she put a lot of work in for me to get to where I'm at. Like she made phone calls all day, every day when everybody else gave up or was tired or didn't know how or and now to be in a predicament, a situation to where it's even dysfunctional because a guy don't know how to you know re put himself back into society, and you can't explain that to them. You can't expect them to understand that or none of that.
Well, I'll just say your family been in this chat. You hear what I'm saying?
yes.
Been in this chat. They just we love you. Um, this one really touched me, and I thought about it. I just I took a screenshot. It said is Shayna, I don't know how to say it, Shayna Harden, and they never think about the family, what we lost. They to my brother Mike, and from my standpoint, never gave him back, even though they let him out. And then she said, I was trying to find it where she put it. She said something to the effect of, "We didn't get the whole person back. We got a reminder of who he was," or something to that
hmm
effect. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow. Um,
I was cheerful before.
that's why I
Yeah,
asked you, what was
Tommy,
Mike
silly.
like beforehand? Yeah.
Funny guy, silly. Just wanted everybody to have fun, enjoy life. I crack a
Yeah.
joke or two now. It ain't like it used to be. I still got a joke or two in me.
Mm-hmm.
And those people stole that from you, not only for you but from your family with their wicked
Kenyatta
ways.
Garrett, praying for your strength, bro. We love you and know your heart one day at a time. Oh, this
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yes.
That's so
Diane,
nice.
did you want to say something? I think Diane is frozen.
She look
Trisha?
happy.
Yeah. You- okay, Diane, can you talk now?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, you probably have to keep your screen off. Go ahead, Diane.
Or not.
Yeah. Diane, you got the mic.
Whether both when I have the
Okay.
enough.
Uh-huh. So, yeah. So, Michael, what is it? What is it that you want to,
To get this
tell
cleaned up.
other families that might be going through what you're going through? Uh, what do you want to like leave? What message can you leave them with, for to keep them fighting? I can't hear you, Lucky. Let's see. Let me see if I can fix your mic. Uh, try now. You might have to go out and come back in. We're gonna let you go out and come back in. Yeah, we're gonna let you go out and come back in. All right. Let's see. Can you? All right. You try talking now. Lucky. Yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna let him come back. So Trisha, come back for a second.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. So so we've been doing this wrongful conviction for a minute, Trisha. So what is it that what words that you can give to while we letting Lucky come back in? Um, what words do you want to give families that's fighting this fight?
That's a good question, Jay. I would say mostly to build your network, to build your army, to build those army of people around you. The thing is that sometimes they don't care about one case, right? But when
Mm-hmm.
people join together and can show a pattern of corruption, that makes a difference. And so just continue to fight, no matter what it looks like. Find out your resources. Understand that you are a whole resource yourself, waiting
Mm-hmm.
to be unleashed to fight against these injustices. I tell people all the time, there are two things that are very powerful: our voice and our vote. And we have to use them both. So don't stop speaking up. Don't stop standing up and get with other people to stand alongside you and fight this fight. Because as we can see, people get wrongfully convicted, but people also come home.
Yes. Yeah. And everything you said, I know that to be true because um that's what I did. I
Oh,
surrounded my. I
all
just
right,
looked
y'all. I'm
for.
back. I had to find a way to get on here. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
So everything you said, Trisha, is so true because that's exactly what I did. I went looking for other people who were doing what I was doing, who was talking about wrongful convictions. That's how I met you, and just started looking for who was talking about it. Can I fight this? What is it? And just build my resources to help fight. Go ahead, Lucky. What are the words that you want to give families that's going through this?
I don't. You gotta stay prayed up. You gotta hold on. Try to listen to the inmate. Try to listen to your family member that's locked up. They know a little more than y'all know because they in there reading books and all kind of stuff. Some people might be overwhelmed and say it fast, and just like a lot of people, a lot of the friends that I lost felt like you had life. They didn't came back to me and said certain stuff, but they felt like you had life, and people just don't get life back. Is what they attitude to it was, and that's not true. If you ain't did nothing, you ain't did nothing. And just so happened I got the right family and the right friends that stuck with me, and we made this happen. I got my mama, I got a box mama. Like Trisha said, she took a lot of cussing out from the whole entire family. I got my girl Kamari. Like we just so happened to make it through it, but even when the family member that's incarcerated get frustrated because y'all ain't understanding, y'all gotta understand they sad too, because they in there and they want
Mm,
out, and it can't never be fast enough. You just gotta try to do the stuff that they say. It's not gonna hurt you, or to do the stuff they ask you to do. You out here, you got a little extra free time, and it really matters with people having knowledge that people not gonna give up. They start looking into it. I ain't give up, like Trisha said, and I even call from the collect phone or on the three-way. Hey, y'all got my court date yet? They got tired of hearing that, so I got a court date. So it matters for the family to get involved and stay involved and be the voice that they don't have, because if you ain't got a voice, they gonna sweep it under the rug. If you got people that's calling, they can't sweep it under the rug because they know eventually somebody else gonna find out about it. Somebody else gonna find out about it, and they gonna have to answer and do something.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Diane.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, Diane, we hear you clearly.
These
Yes.
do electronics.
Yes. I want to say, don't let a no stop you. Don't let a no stop you, because a no can turn into a yes.
From
So
Yeah.
do not let that, just because somebody said no or they can't do that, ask somebody else. Go around them. You fighting
It's your
for
life.
your,
You better keep
yeah,
going.
yeah, and you fight for your loved one life. And these
Exactly.
people don't. At the end of the day, they don't care. They do this stuff and go home and sleep like nothing happened.
That's
You
because they got
are,
immunity. We need to try. All these elected officials be trying to promise you stuff just so they can get you to elect them. We need to start asking for stuff. We need to start demanding and not letting them tell us what they gonna do. We need to tell them what we need them to do, and that's what
yes,
we elect. We got a stronger voice and a stronger hand than y'all think we got. They work for us. We pay them, or
right.
I ain't acclimated back into society yet, but we pick them. Like you got what's the lady in Lansing? I had everybody call her. Now I can't think of her name.
Heidi Washington.
Heidi Washington. She is handpicked from us. She take calls from us. She is at least one of the ones that will get on the phone and hear what you got to say. But if you ain't calling and ain't saying nothing, how something gonna change? You need something changed in the prisons or something going on with your loved one in prison? Call Anson. Talk to Heidi Washington, because that's how it's gonna change. If you don't give her nothing to do, she supposed to eat donuts all day.
And that's what she gonna do. We know that for a fact. That's what they're gonna do. Sit back and chill. If you're not putting them to work, and you said something really key. They work for us,
They do.
and we have to make sound decisions when we vote for these people. Like when we voting for a prosecutor, we just can't keep voting for the same person because you just see their name all the time. We got to let some of these people go because they get so complicit and comfortable, and they sit back and they just do nothing. And then while your loved one is sitting somewhere that they're not supposed to be, or they're over sentenced, or like Lucky and Crystal and so many other people go in there and get be neglected by the medical staff, even Leslie's son. Same thing. Oh, just neglected. Like we have to get more involved with our people, and again, don't let a turn a no into a yes. Don't let a no stop you. So if Diane don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna let Leslie say, a few things, and then we're gonna get out of here.
I don't have no few things. I just want to thank you for blessing us with your story. I'm very in the mindset that our stories matter. I mean, we didn't watch how many episodes of Law and Order and Sex in the City or whatever, and when our stories matter too. Just like you had that thing up that said there's hundreds of stories told, thousands more, 7,300 stories. So until we hear all 7,300, I ain't gonna get tired of hearing them. And that should give us motivation to keep going. So,
Yes.
Leslie, you said Sex in the City.
I guess this is, I don't know, that just came up in my head. I was like, goodness, it even came back for a reprise when it was old and we tired. and they still telling the same stories.
Oh,
But our
goodness.
stories can't get no play. The real ones or the the fictional on it's all a thing. They get tired of our stories. I heard,
Man,
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
y'all can call me every day. I can come up with no more stories to tell y'all all day.
You said all
I'm working on two innocent people now, Rodney Fox and Burns Calvert. You can anybody that want to get involved can look up their cases. You can reach me on the GoFundMe or you can reach me on at my email. All help
okay,
is welcome, and that's what we're working on.
okay,
Yeah, we're gonna get with you so we can uplift those stories.
oh yeah, and
Diane
then we got the
wants you to
GoFundMe
know,
up.
Michael, that there's a weekly support meeting held at Friends of Returning Citizens every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 at the Horatio Place downtown. These are former prisoners. Some of them have mental health workers. Oh, they have mental health workers there, and the number is 313-962-6770. And I'm gonna put that number on the screen. Hold on a second. And so, just in case someone else needed for a loved one, the number again is 313-926-6770.
And that's the number
But
to what, Miss Joy?
that is, she said they have a weekly support group held by the Friends of Returning Citizens every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
And so she said these are former prisoners. Some of them are mental health workers. So, and then we're going to also, like I promised you, I'm going to contact Revetia and I'm going to, so you guys can get to, connected. She is a therapist. So, yeah. So next week, like we'll have Miss Diane back. Hopefully her internet is together. And for part 2 of the cause of a broken system with Michael DeGraffian and his story. And then we also going to have on Mark Craighead and Lamar Munson. They're also two exonerees who created a nonprofit called Freedom Ain't Free. And if you are dealing with a wrongful conviction, you get in touch with them. Freedom Ain't Free is their nonprofit. They have set up where they're working with a law firm. They have PIs. They have everything you need to work on your case. And so, and understand they get that, families are strapped. And so, they're going to help you even with that. So get with them. They're going to be on next Friday as well. And you can hear from them. They're doing a protest that's coming up and in front of what is it called now? The Wayne County, whatever it is, the new Justice Center down there. So they'll be here also next week. So thank you for joining us, Michael. And
Thank you
whenever
for
you're
having
ready
me.
for the part 2,
I think I'm qualified now.
yeah, yes, you could come on and do the part 2, or you could come on and be on the panel with us. So,
Appreciate it.
yes. So thank you for joining us, and we will be back next Friday. Also, I want to put up these the QR code was the one right here in the corner. That one's for Fighting for Crystal Clark, her link tree. And if you hit on that QR code, or you can come back later and pull it up, and that QR code will take you straight to our link tree. And Crystal is the woman that we've been advocating for that's in Huron Valley. That is the toxic mold in there is just literally choking her to death. this is the mold like growing out of her ear.
Wow.
And so we're just on a campaign to free Crystal and also help all the women that's inside Women's Huron Valley. So to go to that link tree for that QR code right there, and it take you to her link tree, and it tells more of the story. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next Friday on Turning a Moment into a Movement. Good night.
Little light of mine, just little light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Just little light of mine. Just little light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine. Little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night. The pain ain't right. I wake up at night. I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man. I need to breathe. All I know is trauma. All I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. You know what that feel like? You know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV. Ooh-wee. Cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.